people move in that direction. We have fairly high confidence that the devastation will come between the year 2025 and 2050. Everybody says, the end is near, and everybody gives you a spread, but there's a lot of indications that suggest that massive killings are going to happen in the next 3 to 25 years. You thought, the last 2 years were bad. This is nothing compared to what's coming. Notice it just keeps getting worse, and they're not letting the COVID go. In some places, people are like, it's summertime, there's no masks, it's over. It's far from over. They're still moving in that genocide direction behind the scenes. Digital IDs rolling out, mark of the beast, get your brain chip. They're going to try and harvest a graduating class of new, well-adapted organisms to high-frequency radiation. Some people are sensitive to electromagnetic radiation, electrosensitive, and that just means they have a low tolerance for EMF radiation, and they're looking for people that can essentially withstand Wi-Fi 6 in their brain. And so not everybody's going to make it. Obviously, the people in the big cities are more acclimated to the radiation than people living out in the country. Now, country folk, if they go into the city, it's like they're getting a sunburn from the death towers. Everybody can feel it, you can hear it, it's a headache, it's something, it's there. And so, we recommend that people work on shielding strategies, because the ambient radiation is going to continue to increase and increase and increase to weed out those that can't tolerate what they're looking for. And we know that this technology has been weaponized, and it's been used to target dissidents for the last 60 years, to discreetly assassinate people with microwave technology. We have government officials bragging about this. Check out our videos like the DARPA extermination program. And we're now getting reports of a new phantom drone that's being mass-produced and rolled out into the battlefield that essentially looks something like this, according to the news reports. They call it a suicide drone. And undoubtedly there's going to be all sorts of variants of this type of drone, but it's got all sorts of outputs, optics, and all of the new technology is all about lasers and scalar weapons and EMF frequency weapons, and these things have already been deployed. Now they're talking about it. So you can have a network of drones targeting you from 100 miles from every direction, satellites, cell towers, cell phones, even weaponized vehicles. We're getting reports that the GPS satellites are weaponized as well. It's not just the Starlink. And we're going to have to dig into that, because there's a lot of upgrades and problems with the GPS satellites recently. The poles are shifting, they say. They need to, send up new ones. So we're probably looking at a huge grid of microwave weapons surrounding the planet right now, just waiting to strike and to be deployed, and they're just raining down death on unsuspecting citizens on top of everything else. You got the next rad. People are just cooking it right now. And so people should check out Faraday shielding and try to incorporate that into discreet clothing, camouflage clothing. Make yourself a flak jacket. Go find, wire mesh made out of metal that's already kind of woven into tiles or whatever, and just start cutting out armor, laminate it, and you can find all sorts of ways to incorporate it into normal clothing. Slide it into your jackets and the like. And it's amazing because it seems like they knew that this was coming 2,000 years ago. The letter of Paul to the Ephesians warns about the fiery darts of the enemy in the future, and that you'll need to wear armor, the full armor, the helmet, breastplate, girdle, sandals, a shield. And, obviously people think that it's just about truth and righteousness and salvation, knowing the Gospels, faith. But it's that, and it's actually like, put on armor. You're going to need it. If it wasn't for that, we'd have no idea what was going on right now. We wouldn't be here right now. And I can't help thinking to myself that, in fact, the Bible is the deepest book you'll ever read. It'll change your life. I mean that literally. We can talk about how literal, how real the Bible is. So many people are interested in something else, entertaining themselves, playing with themselves. And wasting their time. But there's no time to waste. Time is against us. And so right now everybody should be building armor, practicing, because you're going to need it. If you plan on surviving, forget bullets. You don't even have a chance. As soon as they flip these things on, if you have no armor, you have no chance, sir. You will not survive once they light up their geofence without armor, period. Bulletproof vest ain't gonna do it. The bullets of the future are invisible, silent, and these things could knock you out in like seconds. We've been hit by these at the grocery store, we've been hit by these by street lamps, death hours. We have incoming fire coming in from all directions, all the time. Literally, 24 hours a day at our location. And so if it's happening to us, it's going to happen to everybody else. And we're getting a lot of reports, from people that it's already begun. And so we know that the assimilation is much more advanced, just on, than most people think it is. The world around us has been essentially weaponized, and it's only going to get worse. This is going to be a tough war, and there really isn't going to be a whole lot of time for feelings. Having feelings is going to be a luxury that we can't afford at this stage. See what they're doing to the kids already on the road to transhumanism. And what they're planning next is going to be much, much worse. It's already really bad. We're literally surrounded. The planet is about to be lost. And, people are just running around like it's over. How do we get our country back? Slipping into that Republican, Democrat paradigm. All these people on television have been assimilated. It's over. This is about saving humanity and surviving what comes next. So if you can set up a safe room, a safe house, a farm, a community, we have a lot of reason to suspect that the final wave of attacks will be coming from underground. That's why you need sandals of protection for your feet, because attacks will be coming from underground as well, and they'll probably be happening in the middle of the night while everybody's sleeping. So if you don't shield under your bed, under your house with sheet metal, at least a millimeter thick, probably 2 to 5 millimeters for the final wave. And chances are they'll kill you while you sleep. And they'll shut everything down, take everything out of the stores, hoard it all underground. You're hearing about food shortages, you're hearing about energy shortages and all that stuff. They're already beginning to hoard all of that underground. There's no shortage. It's just not going to the stores anymore. And it's going to get worse and worse, and they're going to make it seem like, there's some kind of production problems. But in fact, they're hoarding everything underground, and they're getting ready to exterminate the surface once again. That's where we're at right now. So people need to prepare for that exact scenario. That is like the worst case scenario. Even worse than a nuclear winter. But essentially it comes back to the same thing. And chances are, the final microwaves will be raining in from all directions. And so you really want to set up a shelter system for this type of attack, and don't forget about attacks coming from underground. We'll leave it there for this broadcast. This is Stranger Than Fiction News. You can find us on Telegram at STFN Report. Until the next time. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.